Good morning. Welcome in to another installment of Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Gateville Law Firm and Sean Robertson. They are in Yorkville and online at gatevillelawfirm.com. Sean with us via the phone lines this morning. How are we today, Sean?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's a little hot, but doing great.
Yeah, it certainly is. We want to get folks some hot news on this show for today. So today we are focusing on estate planning for blended families, and we want to really make sure we're protecting children and spouse as well. So maybe give us a bit of an overview here, Sean, blended families and where we want to go with the direction here today.
So basically, our definition of a blended family, Mike, is somebody that maybe they've been through a divorce or two, they are currently married, or maybe they're single, and they're wanting to protect their children. They love their spouse, but they also want to protect their children, and sometimes these legal issues and emotional issues get tough. And that's where we come in as advisors, basically.
Yeah, blended families pretty common in a lot of cases. It can get complicated, and maybe you're in a second marriage, you've got children from a previous relationship or what have you. That's where this kind of comes in here. So is there a scenario that kind of jumps out in front of you here that our listeners might be able to relate to?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Mike. So the common one is they buy a home together, and then maybe one spouse or multiple spouses want to provide for their kids, and maybe one of the spouses is going to get an inheritance, and there's questions. Okay, the inheritance I get from mom or dad, do I share it with my spouse? How do I keep that separate? Because my parents would want me to keep it separate and keep it in the bloodline. And then typically, Mike, what happens is somebody has a house, and upon the death of one spouse, the house goes 100% to the other spouse. So in blended families, sometimes that doesn't work because, let's say somebody owned the house before they got married. Maybe they want a portion of the proceeds to go to their kids.
All right, so what's the process when we're involving a situation like this?
So the process basically is to meet with both spouses, hopefully, if the conflict of interest can be waived. And it's just finding out what's important to both spouses. You don't want to assume. Every couple is different. Like, for example, I've had cases where most blended families are good, and then I've had cases where the stepmom hates the stepkids and vice versa. So in that scenario, you gotta maybe put the matter in trust and say that upon both spouse dying, it's going to go equally to, each side's kids, or if one spouse survives, maybe the other spouse, if they're going to sell the house during their lifetime, maybe they need to pay a portion of those proceeds upon sale to somebody's kids, that the one that deceased. And then if they both die, then it's easy. It kind of goes to both sides of the family.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about living trusts and how you guys can help build that. But in this case, you can build them specifically for a blended family and really kind of work lots of different complicated situations here. You can plan for that and tailor it.
Absolutely, because the thing about it is in the trust, let's say somebody's going to be inheriting money from their mom or dad. They may want to sit there and say in their trust that the money I get from mom or dad goes to my kids outright. And then there's other issues too, like medical issues that need to be discussed. Because when people start getting in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, health is their biggest liability concern.
Yeah, and you can set up separate trusts for each spouse's asset. You can put specific inheritance guarantees for children from a previous marriage. There's all kinds of ways that you can make this so that it sounds complicated, but this really lays it out in a simplified way.
Right, and for some people, maybe the simple approach is before they get married, they get a prenuptial agreement. I know that's a bad word for some people, but that could be the answer for some people. It's not the answer for a lot of people, but for some people, that could be part of the solution. So there's no one-size-fits-all equation is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, especially with a blended family, you need those customized solutions, and that's where Gateville Law Firm comes in handy, because they can take care of these complicated situations and put your mind at ease and help get things squared away. GatevilleLawFirm.com. They're in Yorkville. You can give them a call at 630-780-1034 and talk to Sean and his team at Gateville Law Firm. This is Trust Matters Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions. We'll see you next time.